Hey guys, I am editing today's video and I just want to say that this video is a trigger warning. There's a lot of relationship abuse, cheating, things like that. If that's not your style, let's go to the next video. We also have more videos over here. But yeah, trigger warning. This one's a hard one to watch. So, bye.
Guffawed podcast.
It's the Guffawed podcast coming at you live. I'm your host, Shelly. This is my husband, Zach.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the podcast. You're back on the couch with my husband and I. I gotta let everyone know that last week, and probably this week, I will have a lisp.
Why?
When I talk, I am reading, right? And there's a lot of saliva going on because of my new meds. I have bipolar disorder. Well, guys, welcome back to my podcast. As you know, we're reading Reddit stories. What do we do all day today, honey?
Work the hot dog truck?
We worked the hot dog truck, and I think you did way better than you did the other day when we did this podcast.
Our best day by far.
Yeah, King.
We sold 106 or 102 hot dogs.
I have to say, our best investment is this sound thing. Okay, so this week, I decided, since I'm with my husband again, we are gonna do relationship type stories. I guess that's what we'll do. And these stories are quite long, so here we go. You ready? They're some type of relationship, like it could be a boyfriend girlfriend relationship, a husband wife relationship, they them relationship, just relationships.
Okay.
Okay, you ready?
Ready.
This one comes from r/. Am I the asshole? Am I the asshole for crying when my boyfriend let his best friend's wife alter the dish I made for dinner? This is a throwaway account. My boyfriend, 28 male, and I, 22 female, met at work 2 years ago. Technically, I was working part-time during undergrad, and he was a customer, but after a couple of months, we started going out. I really love this man, and nothing has happened on this scale before, so I'm very confused about it. My boyfriend has a very tight group of friends. I am well acquainted with them and their girlfriends. One of them, Dave, just is married to Ellie, fake names. Ellie is an excellent cook and often hosts dinners, and everyone brings a dessert to those dinners. I am the youngest in the group, so most times they brush off my request for contributing or bringing in a dessert. However, the last time I asked Dave and Ellie if they wanted anything extra like wine or some sweet dish for dinner, they said I could bring one of those sweet dishes I make for my boyfriend. I'm Indian, and even though I can't cook as well as my mom, and I'm, well, in a different country for studies, I called my mom up and had her teach me properly how to make a specific Bengali sweet, which is my favorite. I had my friends taste it, and they said it was great. My boyfriend ate some and said it was excellent. Except, last night, I greeted Ellie and kept the dish in the kitchen. When the food was brought out and my boyfriend told everyone I made it, I saw that someone had added cinnamon powder to the sweet. You never have the sweet with cinnamon powder. The dessert tasted like cinnamon and I felt horrible. Though everyone said thank you and it was good, I think my face gave it away, and my boyfriend took me aside and said that Ellie had told him that my sweet looked too white and thought some cinnamon might bring some color into it. I don't know, I just felt awful and I started to tear up. My boyfriend then defended Ellie and said that his friends already think I'm a child and not to make a big deal of this and we will talk about it. I told him Ellie asked him first. Couldn't he have told her not to add cinnamon to the sweet? He told me he didn't think it was a big deal and asked me to drop the topic on the way home. I didn't text him goodnight, and this morning he said he was sorry and said my crying made him feel like an awful person. I don't know now. Now I think I overreacted. Am I the asshole? Too white? Does she mean like the color of it?
The color, if that's made how it's supposed to be.
I wonder what is Bengali. I wonder what it looks like. My mom makes this like Filipino dish sweet where it's all brown. Like it just looks brown, but it's so good. It's like sticky.
Yeah, the rice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you've had it before.
yeah, that's good.
Would you add cinnamon to it?
I wouldn't touch anything if it's made the way it's supposed to be made.
But he defended his best
I
friend over
know
her.
that's awful.
No, now I'm thinking like they met at work 2 years ago. So she's 22 female. So she was 20 and he's 28 male. So he was 26. 20 and 26 is pretty big age gap.
Yeah,
In 20 you're like
and
kind
he
of
he
still
called
young.
he called her childish. It's almost like he might be trying to play into that age thing to try to do one over on her, but that
Maybe.
yeah, that's not overreacting.
Yeah, she definitely did not overreact. I think that his friends are being assholes.
Yeah, she made a traditional dish and then they were disrespectful because they didn't like the way it was, even though it was the way it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
I don't think. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Some comments. Not the asshole. I'm an Indian as well. And adding cinnamon sounds crazy. She just added it without tasting, almost like she ruined it on purpose. And yeah, your boyfriend should feel bad about this.
Yeah, and it's not even like something that just adds color. Cinnamon is a strong flavor. You put that on something that it's not supposed to be on, it's gonna not be good.
Yeah, I don't know. OP is in the comments. She says, I usually just hang around my boyfriend's friends during these dinners. I admit I feel a little left out because they all have been friends for so long and I'm from a different culture, but they've never said anything outright offensive to me. My boyfriend doesn't treat me like a child. He mentioned before that due to my age, his friends see me much like a younger sister. So I guess that's why he said it. I don't know. I'm kind of rethinking his words.
Hmm.
I don't know. I don't think it's a grounds of breaking up, but you want to be able to be around your husband or boyfriend's friends.
Yeah.
I love your friends. We're
Yeah.
buddies, all of us.
Yeah, I'm friends with your friends, I think.
Yeah, Michaela especially.
I don't ever feel left out.
No, actually, you leave yourself out a
Yeah.
lot of the time.
Yeah, if I want to, I just stay out.
Sometimes we're like, where's Zach? And he's usually laying in bed
In the dark.
in the dark by himself playing RuneScape. Yeah, not me. I'm like, hey guys, what are we doing? Hey guys, invite me. Please invite me.
No.
I love hanging out with your friends. It's so much fun. All right, this one's a long one. But yeah, I don't think she's the asshole, and I don't think that she should break up with him. But it definitely is something to think about.
They definitely need to communicate better and draw boundaries because he felt bad because she cried. He didn't feel bad because the words hurt her feelings.
Yeah, I wonder how long they've been together too. Like, if it's been for a long time, then yeah, that's something I'd talk about. But if they've only been together for like 4 months,
Yeah, probably not that long.
I would break up with them personally. Because if your friends didn't like me, I don't know what I'd do with my life.
Yeah.
Vice versa. Like, then you always have someone in your ear. Like, you think about it. You'll have somebody in your ear telling you they don't like your girlfriend all the time.
Yeah.
That's annoying. Ugh. All right. So this next one is from r/relationship advice. 7 months ago. Oh. Husband, male 30, got mad that I, female and 28, didn't wear
Lingerie.
I'm keeping that in, I guess. Is that how you spell it?
Lingerie. That's how you spell it. Yeah. Lingerie.
Why does it look wrong to me? Anyways, husband, male 30, got mad that I, female 28, didn't wear lingerie often enough for him. So he accused me of cheating and then got mad that I hid the lingerie because I was afraid he would destroy it. How do I handle his response? Okay. So there's a lot going on here. You ready?
Yeah. Buckling in.
My husband and I got into an argument last night because we haven't been intimate in almost a month. This is because a couple of months ago, he was in a self-admitted manic state and took out multiple loans to gamble and lost all the money. We're talking upwards of $65,000 in loans from multiple banks. He also lost his job a month ago. We're in a terrible financial situation, so I've been working at my job harder than ever to make more money and help him pay off his debt. I work extra days and stay at work for up to 12 hours a day. I even volunteer to work at other locations for extra opportunities to make more money. Some of these are over an hour away. Last night, I came home from work after working 10 hours, and I was physically exhausted and emotionally spent because we almost had an active shooter situation at my workplace and it stressed me out. He tried to initiate sex, and I was not in the mood because I had been home for less than 10 minutes and he currently doesn't have a job, so he was able to relax all day waiting for me. He stood up and took my lingerie from one of my clothing racks and then threw them at my head, screaming, "Who are you wearing this for? Because it's not for me." I couldn't even fathom entertaining that thought, so I tried to cool it down, but he kept going. Eventually, I just left the house and took a drive for 2 hours. By the time I came home, he had fallen asleep. This morning, I went to work and noticed on our cameras that he had gone to sleep in the basement in the middle of the night and never came up. By 3 p.m., I was extremely worried that something was wrong and he suffers from suicidal ideation, so I told my boss that I was leaving work early to check on him. When I came home, he was sleeping in the basement, so I woke him up and he asked me to bring him ibuprofen for a headache and to go pick up breakfast for him. So I drove out to get him a Red Bull, breakfast sandwich, and a milkshake, came home, and gave it to him. That's when he reinitiated the fight from last night and demanded to know where the lingerie was. The night before, when I got home from my drive, I was afraid that he was going to destroy the lingerie, which I had spent my own money on, so I hid it in a safe place. I wouldn't tell him where the lingerie was, and he started screaming at me again. I decided to leave the house again and told him that his comments made me sick. Not 5 minutes later, this was the text that I received. "Next time you want to start a conversation with me, you can honestly just apologize and suck my dick, or you can just honestly stay far away from me. Good, I'm glad you feel that way because you bore me." Oh my god. I didn't even know what to say. I'm heartbroken and all I want to do is cry in the parking lot that I'm currently sitting in. I feel completely unappreciated for working extra shifts to help him pay off his debts, taking care of him even after he accuses me of cheating on him, and checking on him when I think something is wrong. Honestly, that one message left me completely speechless. I don't recognize this person. I have no idea who he is. I feel degraded and humiliated with the way that he spoke to me. How do I respond to his accusations, and what am I supposed to do about the way he spoke to me in those texts? I know he's going through a lot, but the way he's been talking to me has put my self esteem straight through the ground. How do I navigate this, and how do I try to move on from what happened in the past 24 hours? Okay, to be clear, I have bipolar disorder, and I can also get manic. So, I didn't know that this was about that. But I think this guy needs to see a therapist.
Yeah, she cares a lot.
She
And
does. I could see if I was in a manic episode something like this happening, but you would help me find help, I think.
yeah, that'd be number one. Um,
Especially if you don't recognize who he is as a person.
yeah, that's like a total switch. You're looking for professional help at that point
Yeah.
because it sounds like she really cares about him, and if he really is unrecognizable, he probably also cared a lot about her until whatever switched
Yeah.
in his head. And
Because I mean, I don't know what he has, but if he has bipolar disorder like me, you can't control the manic episodes at all. Like, sometimes I get manic and you can see it in my pupils and you can see that I'm just pacing the house. But thankfully, you keep me locked in so I don't spend $65,000 and gamble my
jeez,
life away.
yeah,
Oh,
that's like crazy bad.
yeah. I don't know. I don't know. There's edits. Let me read the
I
edits.
guess.
Edit. I forgot to add a little context to the jobless thing. Oh, yeah. I forgot he was jobless and he lost his job. He has been looking for a job for around 2-ish months now, and he was looking before he got fired. He knew he was getting fired, just not when. They ended up firing him right after his birthday. I was also helping him and even reposted one of his resumes after his post got removed. I've I'd read the suggestions and he'd have me respond if he had more questions. He's waiting back on three Joffers. He's waiting back on 3 job offers at the moment. The issue is that I've been the only one making money for about a month and it's quite stressful. Another edit. Some commenters are under the impression that I had hidden the lingerie when I bought them and that he'd found them and confronted me. We have a large walk-in closet and a rack dedicated to my lingerie. They're in plain view and he has access to them all the time for when he wants me to wear them. He knows about all of them because he helps me pick them out. The particular pair he was mad about was a purple Valentine's Day set from Victoria's Secret, which I bought via their online Victoria's Secret sale. I didn't wear them on Valentine's Day. I got my period 5 days early, so I put them with the rest of my stuff and never ended up wearing them at all since. Valentine's Day was a month ago. Crazy.
Yeah, I hope he gets help and then makes right for all the wrong that he's done well.
Yeah, and it's kind of hard because when you. My brain automatically went, oh, he has a tumor.
Right.
And that's because of. I mean, sometimes people are manic, but manic episodes don't last that long. They're not supposed to last months, and if they do, you're supposed to be admitted. At least that's what my therapist told me. Like, when you have bipolar disorder and you're manic, it should only last, like, it does last days, but it shouldn't last multiple months. It could last a month
Yeah.
or two, but it shouldn't be like 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, and I don't. In his self-proclaimed manic state,
Yeah, is he.
if history of this kind of thing, maybe not with her, but
Or did he just want to gamble $65,000 and he just wants to have sex with his wife all the time and she's not going to let him? Which is fine. You don't have to let your man do any of that.
yeah.
You don't have to let him. Some comments. Your life doesn't need to be this hard. You have the power to change it. Besides the fact he's abusive and probably violent, he has a huge gambling problem. Anyone who borrows money to gamble is addicted. Get out now and find an attorney.
How long have they been together? Did it say?
No, it didn't say.
I feel like we're missing key details to come to conclusions on this situation here.
Well, it's okay because we have an update.
Okay. Okay.
Update! This one was kind of hard to talk about.
I feel like I was just missing some context.
Yeah. Anyways, update. Hi, this is a follow-up that I feel like is long overdue. I feel like I owe it to everyone that gave me advice in my original post. It's been a long and hard road ever since, but hopefully this reaches the people that reached out to me and gave me some hard advice that I really needed to hear. In the months following my last post, I have since left my husband and filed for divorce. After a few other incidents, with one involving a firearm, I started applying for jobs around the country, and by some miracle that I cannot comprehend, I landed an incredibly well-paying job that is almost 4 times my previous salary. I don't know how I managed to do it aside from just funneling all my energy into one singular task that would allow me to leave. Once I got the job, I let my ex-husband know that I was going to be leaving without him. It was really nerve-wracking telling him that I was leaving without him 5 days before I moved, but I had a really, really good support system and friend group, along with family members that made sure I was safe during this transition. Even though I told him I was going to file for divorce, for the first month of me being gone, he did everything in his power to convince me to stay, including threatening me on numerous occasions and telling me that if I choose to go through with a divorce, he would make it so financially destructive to me that I might choose to stay with him after all. Ultimately, it turns out that the law was very much on my side, and while I did pay for all the divorce fees because he is unemployed, I don't owe him absolutely anything, and the divorce itself was actually quite cut and dry. I have an incredible job, I live in a highly secure area, I moved far away and made new friends, and have been so incredibly lucky to have an awesome work environment as well. I have my own townhouse, and I also took all our pets with me as I didn't believe that he is capable of taking care of them. It is in the divorce agreement that I will be keeping them for the rest of their lives. I donated just about everything I own and came to a place with only my pets and clothes in a suitcase and started completely over, and I can't tell anyone reading this just how liberating and peaceful this journey has been. Our house has since been sold, and he has moved across the country to live with his mom and dad as he figures out his unemployment situation. He still sends me threats, followed by love bombing, although by this point they are happening less and less and less each week. I cut off any personal communication with him about a month ago, and now I only speak to him through our lawyers, which is pretty easy. I'm not going to lie, even though that was the hardest thing I'd ever done logistically, emotionally leaving was the best and easiest experience I've ever had. I think at the time I made my last post, I was in incredible denial and not thinking that I was good enough as a wife and not doing everything I could in my power to try to fix him. I have since come to realize that I did in fact do absolutely everything that I could control in order to try and save our marriage. I made us go to marriage counseling. I gave him mental health resources. I reached out to his parents, and they agreed to send him to a rehab. He ultimately refused. I applied for endless jobs for him. I would stay late at work just to make enough money for us. I would come home in the middle of the night and still make him dinner. I still kept the house as tidy as I could with the little amount of free time that I had. I was there for him emotionally when he would have breakdowns. I would ask his friends to please check in on him when he was feeling low. I made doctor's appointments for him that he ultimately didn't show up to. I sought out a financial advisor to help us figure out how to pay off his debts. I put him in contact with a headhunter. I forgave him
Good
every
job.
single time he had an outburst and degraded me. I spent months doing research on addiction just so I could understand him better. I read books on how to improve relationships that are trauma bonded. I did everything I could. At the end of the day, no matter how much I loved him or wanted to make the marriage work because I believed it was my responsibility to fix everything, I had to take a step outside of myself and realize that if this was happening to anyone else that I loved, I would not tolerate it. I had to decide to love myself just as much as I loved the other people around me, and that is the only thing that led me to leave. I'm safe. I'm probably the happiest I've been in my entire life. I'm independent, I'm confident, I'm learning who I am again. I'm proud. My divorce will be final in just a few short weeks, and I'm excited to truly be on my own person again. Anyway, I hope that this update's sufficient, and I appreciate everyone that reached out to me all those months ago. A
He's a,
firearm.
he's a gambler through and through. Hit the jackpot on this woman and still threw it all away.
She literally did everything in her power.
Yeah, that's all you can do. And
That's all you can do.
if he doesn't want to try to get help for himself, for them,
Yeah, he wasn't trying.
she made a good choice.
I agree. Not much else to be said, honestly.
Yeah, good for her.
Some comments. This internet stranger is so proud of you. What a strong woman you are. Freaking boss. Enjoy your new life. Like, same. Another comment. I am so happy you're getting out. All the best. So awesome. I'm glad. That one was a really hard one for my heart.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can only do so much when someone is like that. And I guess he did have a gambling addiction, and addiction is hard to find yourself out of.
Yeah.
Hi, Bubba. All right, you ready?
Yep.
Next one is from r/2 hot takes, one of my favorite Reddit subreddits and Reddit story person on Spotify and YouTube. I love them. Am I the asshole? My partner punched a hole in the wall in front of me and I broke up with him. Is this always a red flag? My partner and I were arguing because last night, Friday, I came home at 11:30 p.m. after getting off of work at 5:30. It was a long work week and I wanted to hang out with my brother's sister and my brother's girlfriends and bar hop. I told him my plans Thursday night. During the week, my partner went out to a party. It was no problem. I work full time, he works part time. The only problem was he didn't tell me about the party until after I got off of work. I worked a 9-hour shift, and 30 minutes before leaving to go to said party. He didn't make it back home until 11 p.m. I had work the next day and had to get up and ready to leave at 4 a.m. We also have one child, so I thought this was kind of mean. I didn't really get rest that night for work the next day. Anyways, I came back home last night a little late, went out with my siblings, and this morning I go to take a shower. My partner is clearly upset that I came in so late and asked me, "What were you really doing last night?" I told him I was with my siblings, like I said. I even brought him home McDonald's on my way back. He was very angry and said that I should apologize for coming back so late, that it wasn't fair to him, and he didn't appreciate it. I did apologize several times, however, it wasn't enough. He then got angry and we started arguing. Then he punched a hole in the wall and destroyed our thermostat from punching it. I broke up with him after this and told him to leave the apartment we share together and go stay with his mom. Am I overreacting? We are both in our 20s and have been together for 5 years. This has occurred before, and he has shoved me in the past and restrained me in the past. We have 1 child together. Leave!
She should have left earlier.
Leave! How long were they together? Hold on.
5 years?
5 years?
And had multiple incidents similar?
Leave! Don't let your child be around this man. Please, dear God, if I do not want our daughter ever seeing us like that ever.
No, never.
Please, please leave this man. He clearly doesn't care or respect you, so.
Anger issues, overreacting, manipulative with the way he's talking to her. You know, she laid it out plain as day what her intentions were that night.
Go off.
Like,
We're allowed to do whatever we want.
Yeah.
As long as the other partner understands it.
of course, yeah.
Yeah. If you, for some reason, was like, I'm going to the club until 3 a.m., I'd say yes. But then I'd be like, why?
Because I'm going clubbing.
Not you. You would never go clubbing by
No.
yourself. You
No.
might bar hop with your buddies.
Maybe.
If they ever came to Tennessee, but clubbing, that'd be so funny.
Yeah.
I would totally say yes, and I'd be like, send me lots of videos. Because you clubbing by yourself, though, without me is so funny.
Yeah, never.
Anyways, there's an update.
But what? Did she not leave him?
I don't know.
She better not still be with him.
Some people are asking for clarification. He restrained me about 4 weeks ago. We got into an argument and he charged at me. He got in my face screaming, yelling, calling me names, and I told him to move, which he said no, and pushed me further into the corner. After that, I pushed him off of me, and then he shoved me back 10 times harder, causing me to fall near our child. After that, he got on top of me and restrained me, saying I was acting crazy and being violent, despite the fact he was cornering me. I spit at him and bit his hand. He then dragged me off the couch and attempted to restrain me again. I was covered in bruises after this incident, but since we both had injuries, I was somewhat convinced I somehow did wrong by defending myself.
She should have been gone then.
In front of their child?
In front of the kid, multiple bruises with intent.
Some comments. Men who hit things are showing you that they really wanted to hit you. In front of the kids? Dear God, OP, what took you so long? Get an estimate on the repairs. If he doesn't pay, sue him. Take photographs. If there's a custody action, let the court witness the result of his violent propensities. Thank God you're not married to him. You are underreacting and dodged a bullet. Do not take him back. It only gets worse. So much worse. Personal experience, stand your ground, not the asshole. You owe him nothing.
Underreacting, I like that. Definitely underreacting.
Yeah.
That's crazy. She should have left years ago.
Okay, so in this thread, she responds to somebody. I don't know what the original comment was, but she says, OP says, I'm trying. After kicking him out, now he states he doesn't believe our child is his and wants a DNA test and will no longer be helping me with our child.
Get the DNA
This guy
test.
is a piece of shit.
Take him for every cent he's got.
This guy is a piece of fucking shit, and I hate him.
Make him work to pay you till he dies.
Till he dies. I love that sound. What about this one?
Awesome!
Amen. All right, this is our last one for the night. You so happy to be on my podcast?
I'm so happy.
You're my dream guest on my podcast. Do it. Do it again. You didn't even have to finish it that time. Ooh, okay. Guess what, guys? I'm stalling so Zach. I'm stalling so Zach doesn't have to go play video games. What are you gonna play tonight?
Bedtime Simulator.
No, you are not. You're gonna go play RuneScape.
There's about a 40% chance.
Really? Why?
I've gone to bed every night for the past like week and a half.
Okay. Alright, last one.
Tired,
You ready?
sleepy.
This is from r/relationship advice 14 hours ago. Just found out that my 36 male girlfriend, 34 female, is cheating. What now?
Break up. You found out. You're gone.
Backstory: she had a 4-year-old when we first got together. She was previously in an abusive relationship with, let's call him Jay. He left her a couple of physical scars and something else she will always have. We're careful. Huh? Oh, the baby. Apparently, at one point, Jay even pushed her son, 14 male now, 4 at that time, to the ground, and when they were fighting, he's been in and out of jail over the past. She and I have been together for coming up on 10 years now. We have a 6-year-old son together, and I've loved her other son as my own the entire relationship. The best part of our relationship, aside from that, has been the amount of trust we've had in each other. Never felt the need to snoop, always trusted each other if we got to friends/families alone, etc., until recently. She randomly got a message from Jay, who she has actively been avoiding on socials, etc. She even got mad at her sister for once being friends on Facebook. She says she just was being short with him and let him know it would never happen and she wouldn't ever see him because it would be disrespectful to me. But then she deletes the messages before ever letting me see. Said she didn't want to even see them. That's fine, but then she accepts his requests and becomes friends so it wouldn't be awkward if they ever bumped into each other. Her phone is on silent all the time now. It just started becoming suspicious, I suppose. Fast forward to today, our son's 14th birthday. She gets a bunch of stuff ready to take to her sister's for a yard sale, says she's just going to spend the night there to set up early, which is fine. I have to work, so I'm not home until about midnight most nights. She leaves at 6 p.m., leaves the kids home alone until I get back. Every night I try to FaceTime her because we don't see each other very much. Denied. 3 times. Phone call, not answered. I'm getting a little worried now. I get home and check. I know this is bad. Her old phone that we still have because I just bought her a new one. Disappearing messages with, you guess it, Jay. Talking about where to meet. I can't wait to see you. I'm so ready, baby girl. It won't be much longer. Addresses, etc. Obviously, she doesn't know that I know, and I'm not sure what to do. When she gets home, do I play it cool like I don't know? Yes. See if she seems different. Maybe this has been happening longer. Try to stay calm while I line up a lawyer. I do not want to miss out on time with the kids, especially if potentially he would be with her and a convicted felon with a history of domestic abuse. The house is in my name. The cars are in my name, and I pay for hers and her insurance. We both work, but I am the breadwinner. I don't know how much of that matters. I'm honestly just devastated that I could never trust her again, and my family will likely never be the same. It doesn't help her sister apparently knew about this plan and said nothing to me either.
Wow. Her life was too good. She had to go mess it up, I guess.
I cannot
Right?
believe some people who are like that. Your life is good. You have an amazing spouse. I guess we don't really know, but from face value, like you have an amazing
Yeah.
spouse. They pay for everything that you do, took in your child like their own.
She got maybe bored or complacent and just wanted to go back to the old thing that she thought was exciting, even though it was abusive and bad. And that's very unfortunate for their kids,
Yeah.
for her, for him, and
On her son's 14th birthday.
is
And then lie and say that I'm going to a yard sale for my sister. Gotta spend the night.
yeah.
Whoa.
Takes pictures of the messages, record everything, go to the lawyer, just like
Everything's in her name, so. Or their name.
his name.
Was it his?
Yeah,
I wasn't
everything's
paying
in his
attention.
name.
Everything's in his name, so he could screw her the F over.
Yeah.
And he should. OP comments. Thanks everyone for advice this far. I do want to shield my kids from it as much as I possibly can. Although I will no longer be able to continue being in a relationship with her. She is still the mom of my child. Who knows what will happen when she gets home, but I will keep you all posted. Still on Reddit because I can't get my brain to sleep. Some comments. Very sad that she went back to her abusive ex. I wonder why these women do that. It's not like These guys are going to change. I'm sorry that happened to you.
I don't know. It's like just like a cycle, like a pattern that they're in, and I don't know. There's got to be some kind of psychology behind it because you see that all the time.
Yeah, seriously. I don't know. I don't know why women. And you know what? Men do it too.
Yeah.
Men will stay with the same woman who abused them physically, emotionally, verbally too. I just don't. I guess I'll never understand it because you're so perfect.
Yeah, I don't know.
Update. My sister is on her way to pick up the kids and take them out for some fun so I can confront my girlfriend without them being here. I'll give her a chance to fess up, but the end result will be the same. I'm going to give her 2 weeks to get herself together. That's nice.
Yeah.
Not me. I'd say get your stuff and get out. Okay, so I'm going to give her 2 weeks to get her stuff together, find a place to stay, and get out. I will either be selling our SUV or sign it over to her if she wants to continue the payments. I will likely keep my house for a year or so just to give the kids some sort of normalcy since their lives are about to be turned upside down. Also, probably sell my sports car to buy my own SUV in case I do ever get to have them both. She is still playing like she is at her sister's house, not answering phone or video calls with me or the kids. She has also been messaging her sister, so no, she isn't actually with her. Not sure when she will be home. Also, since I've already jumped in, there are other very questionable conversations with other males I've found that a decent girlfriend wife would have shut down. Not my girlfriend, though, sadly.
Mm. I was gonna say, like, I understand want to be nice for the kids, but if she's turning her back on the kids too, I wouldn't feel so bad making her look a little bad. I'm sure they
Yeah.
already feel that way. Their mom's not doesn't want to talk to them. Like, how does that make them feel? That's just
It is.
being mean, being
It's when you
terrible.
bring in the kids it's when my heart just starts to hurt.
Yeah.
Another update. She has still not answered phone calls or video calls. Messages are few and far between, and they aren't the way she normally texts. I just needed some me time, much needed. Stress free, just chillin'. I'm honestly starting to worry maybe there was a hard drug involved and she's incapable of speaking. Is calling the sheriff to do a wellness check an option? I'm trying to avoid going to the address so I can keep my own record clean here, but if I have to, I have to.
This is like current, right?
Yeah. I got another update 3 hours ago.
Okay.
Still no sleep or food for me yet as I try to figure things out. She said she wasn't going to be coming home tonight. Won't answer my calls, her sister or her mother. I called the police for a wellness check. They said they made contact and she was okay. Her mother was with me while on the phone and she immediately left to go see for herself. Her sister did not know that she was going to Jay's house. My girlfriend told her sister to cover for her because she was going to go out with some work girlfriends for a night out and didn't want me to be weird. I wouldn't have been and have always encouraged her to go out anytime she wants. Her sister now knows what actually happened. Still no word from my girlfriend. Someone comments, ex-girlfriend, star. Wow.
Sounds like she's on a bender with Jay. I don't know.
Yeah. Might have to post if he has a new update.
Yeah.
He's very active on Reddit, so
To follow that one and see. Hopefully, hopefully everything's all right.
yeah, I hope so. Well, that's all of my stories for tonight.
On my podcast.
Thank you for coming on my podcast again, really late at night on Saturday.
Of course.
If you want to come be on my podcast, please come be on my podcast. But, like, you have to get yourself here.
We don't do travel reimbursements yet. It's not in the budget.
Yet. We will soon.
Soon.
Soon. Okay, well, it was nice talking to you tonight.
Yeah.
Are you gonna play RuneScape?
About 30%. We're down to 30. I'm gonna take a shower. It'll probably go down another 5%.
Yeah, you'll just start feeling so comfy cozy.
Yeah.
Alright, guys. Thanks for listening and watching my podcast. I'll see you next Monday at noon. Bye.
Bye. Have a good time.